Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're here once again for another day of the horror movie scratch offs, and we're talking about a film from 1999. And it's a film that it's up there for me, guys. It's definitely one of my all-time favorites. It's a film that I've seen many times, and it's a film that I actually own now twice on Blu-ray. I have two copies of this on Blu-ray, and one of those copies is, of course, the big old box set from Second Sight that came out last year. Of course, I'm talking about the Blair Witch Project. And yeah, look at 1999, guys. Can you believe it? I can't believe it's been that long since this film came out. Now, I've talked about the film, reviewed it on the channel before. So we're just gonna do like my overall feelings about this film real quick. I remember when this film, when it first came out, this is about this film back in '99, and the website popped up. And I didn't do too much exploring into the website, and I don't think a lot of people did because a lot of people really felt that this was real, like this was something that was actually, actually happened to, to these people. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of them. I was definitely, I bought into what they were selling. But of course, by the time the film did come out and I was there in the theater to see it, I think the cat was out of the bag at that point for a lot of people. Everybody started to realize, hey, this was not real. But nonetheless, it still terrified me in the theater. Not that it's a super. I mean, yes, it did terrify me, but it's not the scariest film I've ever seen. But the premise is what is more terrifying to me. Yes, we don't see spoilers, guys. We don't see what's going on. It's all up to the imagination of what is happening to Heather, Mike, and Josh. And, our student film goers who are going there. Heather kind of like spearheading this thing, wanting to find out about the history of the Blair Witch, do this documentary, and she got a lot more than what she bargained for on this trip. And I've mentioned it before on the channel. I grew up around like living around, where the woods behind me, and I used to go into the woods all the time. And it's a terrifying. If you don't know where you're going and you're just exploring the woods and you get lost, every tree you come across can look the same. Unless you really know what you're doing, everything can look the same. But when I was younger, I used to go into the woods, and I tell you that used to be it was a very tense thing for me. So that's really what drives me about this film. It's not just the idea of the Blair Witch being out there and these people, what's going on with them, from the paranormal or demonic presence, however you want to look at it when it comes to witches. But it's also the idea of being out in the woods. That is what really spooks me when I think about this film because I've been there. I know I've been in those kind of woods before, and yeah, it's something that it can mess with your mind. It can really mess with your mind. And the performances from actors that really weren't in a lot of things at that time is very believable. I mean, everything that they're going through is believable. And for me personally, I think it's believable. And some of the things that they got thrown into when filming this, they didn't know what was coming here in certain parts of the film. So they were just kind of like thrown out there, kind of go and survive and do your thing. It was really guerrilla style in that sense. And so a lot of their performance is true. I really feel like a lot of it is true fear that's coming through from them onto the screen. And I think that just makes it even more when you're trying to sell something as being real and as believable, you can't get more believable than being believable itself. And I think that's another thing that what I really enjoy about this film and love about this film is because the performances feel authentic and they feel real. And I mean, yes, I will admit. I mean, even though I love the film, Heather can get, Heather can be, can get a little bit annoying at times here and there in the film. But again, what would you do if you're in that situation? How would you react? Would your mind start playing tricks on you? Would everything you start seeing, every direction you're going, you keep coming back to the same direction, and you've been spending all day walking? Yeah, I think most of us out there would start to freak out a little bit. I really do. And of course, when towards the end of the film, when we finally see the house they go into, and Heather finding her friends, or what, I don't want to spoil things, guys. If you haven't seen the film, if you're a found footage fan, you definitely have seen the Blair Witch Project. But it's just them going into and just the way I can't, especially with the documentary. Like I said, this release from Second Sight is incredible because it goes from a concept. The one documentary on this particular release, it goes from concept all the way to the film actually premiering. Like every single step, you can't get more in depth than what that documentary does on that release. It's amazing. It's actually longer than the film itself. When it's all said and done, it's longer than the film itself, which is mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. But yeah, guys, the Blair Witch Project is something that I think if you're a film goer, if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to watch it. And if you're a fan, if you're somebody who maybe is not a fan of the film, or maybe kind of like, oh, it's just I was annoyed by it when I saw it back in the day, give it another shot. Go ahead and give it another shot. I promise you'll find something. I'm not saying you're going to love the film, but I'm saying I promise you're going to look at it from a different viewpoint. If you look at it from what I was just saying about, being lost and just mind playing tricks, I mean, yeah. If you look at it from those certain kind of ways, I think you might find something in this film that you find enjoyable. I really do. I think it's not a long film, but I think there's something there for everybody that I think there's something that people can appreciate when you look at this film. I really, really do. And yeah, guys, I just absolutely love the Blair Witch Project. And again, I don't think it's ever going to need a 4K release. I think the way it's shot, I think it would just diminish from the film. I think Blu-ray is, I think that's where it needs to be. I don't think you want to lose. It's not gonna feel like a found footage at that point, like an old VHS tape being found. It's gonna lose a lot of that feeling. So, hey guys, the Blair Witch Project from 1999. Can't believe it. So let's go ahead and see what our next film is on the docket for the month of October and our horror movie scratch offs. Let's shuffle up the cards and see what we are going to find. And we're going to stop at this one right here. And see what we have. Not rated, 2022, so a recent film, making a list. A recent film, 92 minutes, thriller mystery. See right down there. Let's go ahead and scratch it off and see what it is. Is it one that I've seen? I don't know exactly what it is just yet. Okay, this is one that I've actually heard of. I don't own it. I don't own it, guys. I'm going to have to go ahead and find this one. But it is Influencer. And I've heard pretty darn good things about this one. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. That should be pretty interesting. Hopefully I can find it. I want to say it might be on Shudder, but I'll definitely have to go and double check. But Influencer from 2022 is the next film on the docket. Guys, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.